Marsau Scott just throw a subliminal shot at a blogger in his confessional? Because if he did, ooh, that's bold, even from Marsau. You know how he is, always smirking like he's too cool for the mess. But this time, people caught that line and said, hold up, we know exactly what you meant by that. Now, if you missed the clip, let me paint the picture for you. The promo opened with Marsau saying something that instantly got social media buzzing. He looked straight at the camera and said, when you get to spilling hot tea, sometimes you spill it on yourself. And the second those words came out, fans' ears perked up like, wait a minute.
Now, if you missed the clip, let me paint the picture for you. The promo opened with Marsau saying something that instantly got social media buzzing. He looked straight at the camera and said, when you get to spilling hot tea, sometimes you spill it on yourself. And the second those words came out, fans' ears perked up like, wait a minute, did he just say hot tea? Because we all know that's not just a random phrase. That's a phrase used by bloggers, commentators, and content creators who talk about love and marriage Huntsville all day, every day. It's practically a whole culture now. And let's be honest, Marsau knows exactly what that means. From that single line, people started connecting dots faster than production could blink. Viewers said, is he talking about one of the bloggers who's been covering his family drama? Is that shade towards someone specific? Because it's no secret that the Huntsville cast and the blogger world have had their fair share of tension. Lawsuits, interviews. Now, if you missed the clip, let me paint the picture for you. The promo opened with Marsau saying something that instantly got social media buzzing. He looked straight at the camera and said, when you get to spilling hot tea, sometimes you spill it on yourself. And the second those words came out, fans' ears perked up like, wait a minute, did he just say hot tea? Because we all know that's not just a random phrase. That's a phrase used by bloggers, commentators, and content creators who talk about love and marriage Huntsville all day, every day. It's practically a whole culture now. And let's be honest, Marsau knows exactly what that means. From that single line, people started connecting dots faster than production could blink. Viewers said, is he talking about one of the bloggers who's been covering his family drama? Is that shade towards someone specific? Because it's no secret that the Huntsville cast and the blogger world have had their fair share of tension. Lawsuits, interviews, leaks. It's been wild. So for Marsau to drop that line in his confessional right before the season premiere, it didn't feel accidental. It felt calculated. And fans could feel it too. The streets of Huntsville, and by that I mean the Instagram pages, the YouTube comments, and the Reddit threads, were on fire. Some people were laughing, saying Marsau was just being his usual sarcastic self. Others were convinced that he was shading a very specific blogger, someone who's been calling out the Scotts for years. You could almost hear the collective gasp from fans going, did he just say what I think he said? Because, baby, if you've been following this cast for a while, you know nothing on this show is truly random. Everything's intentional. But before we dive into whether it was shade or coincidence, let's talk about the timing, because timing is everything. The trailer was shared on ONN's Instagram page and reshared by Letitia Scott and even Chris Fletcher. And that's important because the Fletchers have been in the mix of a lot of behind-the-scenes drama too. Remember when Chris Fletcher made that comment about people signing NDAs and fans thought he was hinting at Marsau? Yeah, that situation still hasn't fully cooled off. So when Marsau came out saying, when you spill hot tea, sometimes you spill it on yourself, a lot of people thought maybe he was talking directly to the Fletchers. Still, others couldn't ignore the fact that his brother Maurice literally sued bloggers, plural, not too long ago. That whole situation was about online commentary, YouTube channels, and hot tea. So, of course, when Marsau uses that exact same phrase, people think it's connected. It's almost too perfect to be a coincidence. Fans said, ain't no way he doesn't know what that means. He knows exactly who he's referencing. And here's the thing about Marsau. He's smart. He doesn't move without thinking. Even when he's joking, there's always a layer underneath. So the idea that he could throw a slick subliminal at a blogger during a confessional makes perfect sense. That's his style. He's the king of dry humor and hidden jabs.
Now, let's not forget how this whole blogger situation got started. A while back, Maurice decided to take legal action against some bloggers, including one very well-known creator who covers Huntsville tea. That shook the online community because nobody expected a cast member to go that far. Bloggers started watching their words, but they didn't stop reporting. If anything, it made them dig deeper. So now, fast forward to this season, and Marsau is on camera talking about spilling hot tea. You can't make this stuff up. It's like art imitating life. And y'all, people have not stopped talking about it since. Some said Marsau's line was harmless. Others said it was messy. A few even said it was low-key brilliant because it got everyone buzzing before the first episode even dropped. No matter how you look at it, he knew exactly what he was doing, and that's why fans are glued to this new season already.
But here's what makes it even messier. When Marsau said that line, he had that little grin on his face. You know the one, the half smile that says, "I'm about to say something slick, but I'll pretend it's innocent." That's what got everyone talking. Because if it really was about a blogger, that smirk told the whole story. And fans caught it. They said, he knows he's throwing shade. Now, before we go deeper, make sure you stay with me till the very end, because there's a twist in this situation that you absolutely won't see coming. Trust me, the more you think about what Marsau said, the more the pieces start to fit together. So back to the clip. After Marsau dropped that hot tea line, the trailer cut to different cast members saying their own dramatic one-liners. Kimmy and Maurice were talking about their relationship again, which honestly had fans rolling their eyes. Because, baby, we've been down this road before. Once again, their storyline is circling around their intimacy, and folks are tired of hearing it. One fan online said, "Why are grown folks still using their bedroom as a storyline?" And you know what? That's a fair question. Kimmy deserves better content. People pointed out that Kimmy has gone through so much in real life, her health journey, her recovery, her strength, and yet the show keeps focusing on her and Maurice's sex life. It's repetitive, and honestly, it's beneath them. Viewers want to see their growth, not recycled storylines. Someone even said the show would be stronger if they let Kimmy talk about what healing really looks like after everything she survived. And I agree. But let's circle back to Marsau, because his confessional moment stole all the attention anyway. The rest of that trailer could have been silent and fans still would have been talking about his line. One blogger said, "Marsau might pretend he doesn't care about us, but he clearly watches." And that right there is the truth. He can act like he's too busy running businesses or ignoring social media, but the timing and phrasing of that comment were too specific. He's paying attention, even if he pretends not to. You have to remember, this isn't the first time Marsau has interacted with the blogger world, even if indirectly. Years ago, a blogger mentioned that she had spoken with him privately and that he was very aware of how the online world viewed him. He might act detached, but he's strategic. He knows that part of the show's success depends on the online buzz, and bloggers create that buzz. So when he throws a subliminal like spilling hot tea, it's not random, it's marketing. It keeps his name trending. And whether you love or hate him, Marsau knows how to make headlines. That's why he's still one of the most talked about cast members on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Every season, he finds a way to be the center of conversation without necessarily being the villain. It's almost like he thrives off the attention. But let's talk about what that line could actually mean. When you get to spilling hot tea, sometimes you spill it on yourself. It's a slick way of saying that when you expose others, you risk exposing your own flaws too. That could be a message not just to bloggers, but to cast members as well. Remember, Marsau and Letitia have had tension with Chris and Nell Fletcher, and there's been plenty of talk about who's been spreading what behind the scenes. Maybe that was his way of saying, be careful who you talk about because you're not innocent either. Still, the phrase hot tea is such a direct connection to the blogger world that it's hard not to read between the lines. Fans were like, nah, he knew exactly what he was doing. And honestly, it wouldn't be the first time he's thrown shade like that. Stay with me because later in this video, I'm going to tell you why that one line might have been Marsau's way of getting ahead of the narrative, flipping the script before bloggers could do it for him. But first, let's talk about how fans reacted online. Twitter was lit. One person tweeted, "Marsau must be watching YouTube because that hot tea comment was personal." Another said, "It's giving subliminal energy." And a few people even tagged bloggers directly, asking, "Did y'all catch that?" So yeah, people noticed. Even fans who usually stay out of the drama were like, okay, something about this feels intentional. Meanwhile, other cast members were pretty quiet. Letitia shared the